As we leave 2024 behind and crash into 2025, it can feel like chaos rising.
The world seems more unstable, people more aggressive.
In this age of rapid change, the world feels increasingly unhinged. Wars erupt, economies falter, technologies upend industries, and the climate lashes out.
If you ask the experts, they'll start going on about their particular grind: economics, tech, climate change. But where can you go to find an overview of all these different sectors? A guide to understanding how we got here and where we're headed.
Global Trends 2040, a more contested world, is that broad, all-encompassing view. Our country, our world, is changing at an accelerating pace, faster and faster. It may feel disconnected, like hurtling through a maelstrom, but when you peel back the layers, unpack the pieces, you start to see the Canadian connections. To understand the present, we must look to the past. History has always been shaped by trends, economic shifts, power struggles, technological revolutions, and environmental changes. Each area's challenges reflect the interplay of these forces. Today, we're experiencing the convergence of all these trends at an unprecedented scale.
What does it all mean for us? Let's unpack it.
First, let's talk geopolitics. For much of the last century, the United States and its allies dominated global affairs, but power is shifting eastward. China's economic and technological rise and its global geopolitical ambitions are reshaping the balance. And Canada is getting caught in the middle of this great power competition. India, Africa, and other emerging markets are also stepping onto the global stage. Europe, North America, and China will all see decreasing populations in the coming years, like Japan and Eastern European countries are already experiencing. This will fundamentally change the way our economies, our societies, operate. Only sub-Saharan Africa will continue to grow until 2040. This multipolar world creates opportunities for collaboration, but also fuels competition. Nations vie for influence, resources, and technological supremacy. And this rivalry doesn't just happen in boardrooms or on battlefields. It's also in cyberspace. Technology, the great disruptor. Artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and quantum computing are changing how we work, live, and even wage war. But there's a darker side. These advancements are a double-edged sword. Who controls them? Governments? Corporations? Hackers in basements? Technology is not just a tool, it's a battlefield. And then there's the planet itself. Climate change isn't just an environmental issue. It's a security issue, an economic issue, and a moral issue. Rising seas threaten coastal cities. Droughts destabilize regions, and resource scarcity sparks conflict.
As the environment becomes more unpredictable, so do the ripple effects.
Migration, disease, and economic shocks are just the beginning.
The report calls this a contested world for a reason.
International cooperation is faltering as nationalism and regionalism grow. The institutions meant to solve global problems, from the United Nations to the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, are struggling to keep up.
And yet, the need for collaboration has never been greater. No country can tackle climate change or cybersecurity or a pandemic alone.
There's another crucial dynamic at play: the growing tension between the rising expectations of citizens and the limited capacity of governments to respond. As people gain more access to education, technology, and global information networks, Their demands for accountability, efficiency, and equity increase. But governments, faced with economic constraints, bureaucratic inefficiencies, and political polarization, struggle to meet these demands. This gap fuels frustration, erodes trust in institutions, and often sparks unrest. The report highlights how this discontent can destabilize even established democracies. Without reforms, this cycle of high expectations and unmet demands could lead to greater societal fragmentation and weakened governance.
But there's hope. Innovations in governance, participatory decision-making, and transparency can bridge this gap if leaders are willing to adapt.
The report outlines 5 potential future scenarios for the world in 2040. Let's explore these and ask yourself, which of these do we seem to be heading for? In this future, democratic nations regain momentum. Advances in governance, technology, and education drive innovation and collaboration. Challenges like climate change and inequality are tackled through collective action, fostering a sense of global unity. Here, global cooperation breaks down. Nations prioritize their own interests, leading to a fractured and unpredictable world. Economic stagnation and conflict become the norm. In this scenario, major powers compete fiercely but avoid open conflict. Technological races intensify, and while cooperation exists, it's selective and fragile. The world remains tense but stable. Globalization recedes as countries and regions turn inward. Economies and technologies develop in isolation, creating distinct spheres of influence. Innovation slows and disparities widen. Finally, a catastrophic event, a pandemic, climate disaster, or major conflict, shocks the world into action. Humanity bands together to rebuild, creating new systems and structures for a sustainable future. These scenarios aren't predictions, they're possibilities. Which one becomes reality depends on choices we make today. Governance, equity, and innovation will play pivotal roles in shaping our future.
Which do you see us moving toward?
Global Trends 2040 was published in March 2021. We are well into its initial reporting period. The next updated report will come out in March 2025. We'll be watching for that. Global Trends 2040 shows us the challenges are immense, but so are the opportunities. A contested world doesn't have to be a fractured one. It can also be a world where creativity and resilience flourish.
In the end, understanding the chaos of our time isn't about predicting the future. It's about preparing for it.
Because the future isn't carved in stone, it's written by us. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more explorations of the world we live in and the Canada we are building. Stay curious, stay engaged.